Hi, my name is Moira Tran and I'm a top shelf financial model analyst. Today we will be talking about payroll. So just kind of a quick overview of what this video will be about. I'm going to go and explain what payroll is. We'll talk about definitions, payroll in real estate, how to model it, why it's important, etc. And then I will be showing you here in my multifamily development model how we model payroll here at Top Shelf Models. So let's go ahead and get into it. What is payroll? Payroll, by definition, is the process of a business paying its employees as compensation for the hours that the employees work. This includes distributing money in the form of, there's two main forms, so either checks or direct deposit these days, to the company's personnel. Payroll is not just exclusively paying employees on a month-to-month basis, or, however often your payments occur, so it could be every 2 weeks, twice a month, whatever. But it also includes keeping records of the payments and paying taxes on behalf of the employee's wages. So, typically, payroll is handled by some sort of accounting department or maybe the human resource department in a business. But if the business is smaller, an associate or the owner directly manages payroll. Payroll can sometimes get pretty complicated, kind of on paper. Companies must keep track of payroll, taxes withheld, the bonuses, overtime that's worked, sick days that the employees take, as well as vacation time. Because payroll is impacted by so many variables, typically companies hire another company that streamlines the process. So these companies must perform accounting and record-keeping day-to-day activities as well as set aside money for Medicare, Social Security, and other unemployment taxes. So payroll in real estate is one of the most significant costs as far as operating expenses are concerned. Payroll constitutes anywhere from 30% to 40% of the expenses paid in real estate projects, specifically multifamily ventures. We should always be sure to include payroll and financial models in order to kind of accurately demonstrate the total operating expenses. Obviously, if you're not modeling payroll, then the whole entire NOI is going to be skewed and overstated. So now that you kind of know what payroll is and have the definitions, right now I am in the multifamily development model and I will be showing you how we model payroll. So here on the assumptions tab, and I'll zoom in, underneath the operating assumptions, which is here in this box, we have all of these different operating expenses. So repairs and maintenance, monthly services, utilities, advertising, and then here's payroll. So typically, depending on the size of your building as well as the location, cost of living, so obviously, in Los Angeles, the cost of living is higher, so the payroll is going to be a little bit higher there than it would be in maybe, like Louisiana or something. So that's just an example. But typically here we put an annual per unit number. So we're saying that it's $500 annually per unit as an expense, and there are 79 units. So then here on the monthly total, it'll take all of the units together. So it multiplies the per unit annual number that you would input by the number of units and then divides it by 12. So that is how we calculate payroll. And so down here, we'll go into the monthly cash flows, and I'll go ahead and zoom in a little bit. So we have the payroll here. Here we go, and operating expenses here in row 48. And the way that payroll is calculated is that we take that monthly number that we calculate here in cell H22, and we just pull that through the model here, and then we obviously, if there's inflation, then you'll multiply it by some sort of inflation there. So it's saying if, the date is before the delivery date, then there's not going to be any sort of expense, so there's no payroll. But if it's after that date, then we're going to be taking that payroll amount and then multiplying it by the cumulative expense inflation. So you can see here, once we start leasing, then the payroll kind of kicks in. And that is how we model payroll at Top Shelf Models. So if you have any questions, concerns, comments, please feel free to reach out. You can email me or anyone here at Top Shelf Models, and we'd be happy to discuss it with you or answer any questions. Thank you for your time today, and have a great day.